Hey everyone, and welcome back with Create with Wendy. You may be wondering why you're looking at my foot. I've made a sock. It's a sock. It has one seam line down it, just down here, one single seam line. It has a heel. It has toes. See, we have toes. Only one seam line. It's got two lots of short rowing. It has got a mock rib for the top, and it's a sock. Problem is with socks is that you need two. I have one. I will fix that solution and show you how I'm going to fix it. But first, why did I start making socks? Well, it started off with I was crocheting socks. And crocheted socks are great, but they work more as a slipper. They are incredibly thick because of how crochet wool is used up. You will struggle to get your shoe in with a crochet sock on. But it's a sock. It's an ankle sock. But we're not going to be making crocheted socks. We're going to be making knitted socks on the LK-150. Okay everyone, so now that we've determined the thing on my foot is a sock, let's make a sock. As socks come in two, it is very, very useful to have not one, but two socks. Socks are always needed. I am using this bomber yarn. I got it off Amazon. It's pretty, and this is what I made the first sock out of. So I suppose I better use this for the second sock. We are going to set our row counters to 0, and we are casting on 25 of 25, but we only want every other needle. So in this instance, I want the carriage to start on the other side, my apologies. In this instance, I've pulled out every 4th needle. So you got 1, 4, 1, 1, 2, 3, 1, 1, 2, 3. So every 4th one is pulled forward. I'm also casting on 25 of 25 stitches for those that are interested in my shoe size. I am a size 4. You could probably easily get a size 6 ladies into this as well. But do your tension squares first so you know you're doing the right gauge for yourself, etc, etc. So we are casting on 25 of 25 stitches. Again, I said we are casting on every other line, every other stitch, sorry, my mistake. So we're just pulling those ones back into play. This will create a mock rib. Just tuck that around there. Do not forget your weights. Weights are important, especially when we come to the short rows. I am working with a tension 2. So let's just recap that, because I just gave you a load of information with a load of jumbled upness. So I've cast on every other needle, 25 of 25 stitches. I am working on tension 2. This is a double knit yarn, and we are going to do 30 lines on every other needle. Okay, once you have your 30 lines of every other stitch, just like with the peacock edging like we've done in the past, we are then going to bring this first line of stitching up here to create your mock rib. And let's just take my sock off for a second. I feel weird wearing one sock and one slipper. That is what's going to create this edging right here, our mock rib. So let's get that bit done. You're going to take your claw weight off. It's easy without the claw weight. Just like with the peacock, we are going to, sorry guys, just lift up your first lot of stitches and slip it onto the hooks. And you're going to do that all the way across, so let's quickly get that done. We are going to reset row counter to 0. Now you're not going to need me for this bit. You're going to pull all the stitches back in. So we're doing stockinette now. We're going straight from our mock rib to our stockinette. Again, don't forget your weight. Don't do what I do and forget the weight. So you're resetting your row counter to 0 and knitting 60 lines. This will be the edge of the sock to the start of the heel at the back. After this, we are going to go straight into short rows to create the heel. Hey guys, I realised that I was talking for the last 2 minutes and I didn't have record on, so quick catch up. Here we go. We have done the peacock edging, sorry, the mock rib edging. That was 30 lines. Then we have done 60 lines to come down to the ankle. Now we're going to start short rowing for the ankle. How we're going to do that is we are going to hold half of our stitches on the opposite side of the carriage from 0 to 25. And then you're also going to hold the first stitch over here. So we're only working on these ones at the moment. Do not forget your weights. Short rows love weights. We are just going to bring the carriage across. And then you're going to put another one on hold. So now you've got 2 stitches on that side on hold. And we're just going to keep doing this. Every line, sticking one on hold until you have 10 needles left that you are working on. So remember, you're just putting 1 stitch out at the start of every row. If your machine does do what mine just did, it's because the lever didn't go back into triangle from circle. Just lift the carriage up with your back lever, pull it over and you're good to go again, but make sure you put that one lever back in. Right, we are holding these stitches until we have just 10 left. There we go. That's our short row done. All you're going to do now is put these stitches back into working order. We want to do this without breaking the yarn. Only because seams in socks can be uncomfortable if worn for all day like you would do at work. So we want to minimize the amount of seams. We want to work it in one, and it makes life easier. All these ones that we've put on hold, you're putting back into working position, and you are just going to take your machine back across them. So that's all of them back in working position. Then we are going to push the other half back into working position and set row counter back to 0. Because now, quite simply, you're going to knit 60 lines and this will be the length of your foot. Don't worry everyone, this is the last bit of the sock. We are now going to short row for the toe. Very simple. We are going to do exactly as we did before. In fact, those of you that miss me saying that we are doing the toe will probably think this is the same bit of the video. So you're putting the same stitches back into hold, the 0 of 25 on the opposite side of your carriage. Make sure it is the same as the heel, otherwise your stitching will be underneath the toes. Might be a little bit painful. You're putting that first stitch onto hold, and you're going to short row exactly as we did before, and do not forget to put your weights in place. So I've got this one in hold, I've got them in hold, and we're just going again with the holdiness, bringing one into hold each time we go across and each time we go back. Again, you are going to leave it to the point where you have got 10 left. Then all we are going to do is the same as before. We're going to put these stitches back into play and go across. We're going to put these stitches back into play and go across. Go across once more for good measure so that you've got all your stitches there, and then you're going to cast off. So get your weights off, cut your yarn, yes, cut your yarn, stop yawning, it's bad for you. And we are just going to take all those stitches off and sew it up. I'll get back to you with the sewing up. For taking stitches off, as normal, you just get your needle, your thread, and catch all your stitches. Catch you for the sew up. Right, so here we are. Just like at the start of the video, I am sitting here with a sock on my foot. Now, I have just started sewing up the other sock. I have just started sewing up the other sock just to make it easier to show you. As I cut the wool. This is the other sock. So the first bit you're going to want to sew up is the toes. That was the last bit of short rowing we did. So you're going to sew that bit up nicely. Then you've got the heel, which doesn't need much sewing up. The last bit to sew up is just along the edge. So the idea is then, it's so much easier to put socks on this way. You just pop your foot in, that's your top of your toes, that's your heel at the back. That bit will need darning up. And then this will just close on over here. So let's get sewing. Again, one sock. Maybe I should name this video the one sock. People have named videos worse, right? Guess what, people? Now I have sewn it up, I no longer have one sock. I have two. And to prove it, I shall keep this foot on camera while I put this foot in a sock. Two socks, people. I still need to darn that hole up. But two socks, people. Wherever drop stitch. Oh, well, I'm not perfect. It's my first pair of knitted socks. But I have socks. They look okay from the top. I have socks 'cause I made them with love, like the Candyman should. There you go. Any more suggestions of what I should make next? Anything you'd like to see me make? Fill it out in the comments. I'm running out of ideas. I might have to switch to crochet. Give me ideas. Talk to you later, people. See you on the knit side.